Looks like we're live on on Zoom. Let's see if we're live on YouTube yet. No, what? There we go. Yes. Good morning, good morning, good morning. My name is Sheila Corona. Welcome to New Light Streaming Love and Sassy Seer Sheila. Now, this will not be live on Sassy Seer Sheila. I will be uploading this immediately following this live. If you are subscribed to Sassy Seer Sheila, please come over and subscribe to New Light Streaming Love. There will be a link in the Show More section of this video. Um, I'm not going to be doing double the work, uploading these videos in both places. So in order to catch me live, which I did a live intuitive hangout last night, I did it over on New Light Streaming Love. So please do, if you are seeing this later on Sassy Seer Sheila, please do come over and subscribe here because you'll get much more content at New Light Streaming Love. And, pardon me, I have a sneaking suspicion that 2025 is going to be slam loaded with all kinds of really interesting things just everywhere. And I'm not quite sure exactly how it's going to go over here or over on Sassy Seer Sheila, to be honest with you. We'll see. Um, But I would love it if you were subscribed in both places because you just never know what's about to pop off. You know what I mean? All the readings seem to indicate that there's a lot coming, both for me and for any that I have read for. So, so welcome to Morning Mojo, Energy Read and Coffee Chat. Uh, no one but myself here to chat with, so let's get right to it. Mm, 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 mm. I hope you have some delicious coffee to or tea, whatever your favorite morning beverage is. If you are somewhere in the UK and it's later on in the afternoon, I realize that may be, maybe a pint or something like that. So grab your favorite drink and join me, shot, won't you? Um, So we got a lot going on, don't we? Today's the last day of 2024. Although I thought it was yesterday until I went to put in the date for the Morning Mojo yesterday. I realized that it was not New Year's Eve quite yet. Oh my. Now this is very interesting. After yesterday's read where we had the Dark Lady on the new moon, which was a dark moon, which was her moon, we have death come out. Isn't that interesting? And this is card number 53, which numerologically is an 8, which is the upward facing infinity symbol for me, which is a number not just about manifestation, which a lot of folks talk about with the number 8, but for me it actually translates into materialization. I don't know why that is, but it just does. And for some reason, I'm feeling to grab the Divine Animal Oracle this morning as part of our energy read. Let's see what we get with the Divine Animal Oracle, and maybe we can try to figure out why they want to come in and chime in today. I did put a short video out on both channels inviting folks. Oh, that's what I did not do this morning was check the comments or check my email to see if there's been any response. Oh my goodness. The owl came out. And the key word here is wisdom. And the number of the card is 4, which is all about foundation. And for me, owls always represent knowledge. And in this case, in this card, the key word is wisdom. And I feel like we have such a weird thought about what death is, right? Because all of us only know what we've been told. Anybody and everybody is guessing, except for those who have actually physically died and come back and told their story. And a lot of folks don't even believe that that's possible. Or I've heard all manner of denial about that sort of thing. So if indeed we are creator beings, if indeed what we believe manifests eventually, then it would seem to me like the most strategic thing anyone could do is keep an open mind about what will present and not automatically label it into something else. That's my feel on the situation. Oh my, okay. The Merciful Mother Jamal. Oh, card number 44. So we have 3 4s. 44 is a master number. And also, there is something about 4s that has to do with the archangels. At the Reiki Doc blog, there was a list of numbers that were channeled by one of the beings there. And I want to say it came through Mary Magdalene or Mother Mary. I'm not sure which entity channeled these. Early on in my journey of learning about energy and fluidity, spirituality in general, I came across this because I was learning Reiki. And I noticed that in the list of numbers, 4444 was the number to be concentrating on. I wrote it on my body. And then not long after that, I was made aware by my own inner guidance that I carry an aspect of the Archangel Gabriel. Now, let me be very clear. I feel that most of us do, those who have chosen, carry aspects of all of the archangels and perhaps choose to work with one aspect more so than others. That's the only way that multidimensionality could actually possibly work, if you ask me. Nobody did, but there we have it. So our surrender card this morning came out to be surrender to miracles. Be open to miracles occurring in your life. Feel and know that these events are real. Let go of any resistance and banish any doubt that miracles can happen. Well, believe you me, folks, I am someone who knows that they can, because the fact that I'm still sitting here is a miracle, okay? Having been as ill in my life as I have been having been diagnosed with what I was diagnosed with, the fact that I am still here, pretty amazing to me anyway. It certainly is quite okay. Earlier just disappointments were just rehearsal for the great stuff coming your way. Never regret love, no matter how blind it improved your vision, no matter how foolish it made you wiser, and no matter how generous it made you more. Hubba hubba, the universe. I've talked about that quite a bit actually, because having been married and divorced 3 times since I'm 16, um, both my first 2 husbands were terribly, terribly abusive. And I've had the question asked of me, well, don't you just, and plus, right when things were going down, people really expected me to hate these people, be mad at these people. Um, and I never did, even before I started waking up. No, I was the sap that just stood around crying because why can't they love me the way I love them? I never, ever felt any other way, including after having been treated so poorly. And even now, looking back on all of those things that took place, I see this so very clearly. It never if if being treated poorly changed how I felt about the being, then was it love to begin with? Could it have been? I don't know. Let me know what you think of that in the comments, because quite frankly, no matter how I label anything in the moment of it occurring, does not mean that it is what I've labeled it. With some time and some space, I've generally found that it's not exactly what I thought at all. And so actually, I think the owl is telling me that it wants to come out first. So let's pull out the Divine Animal Oracle by Stacy DeMarco. And let's take a look at what the owl has to tell us. Okay. Card number 4, owl. Keyword, wisdom. Open your eyes and see what is really there. Look for the whole truth, as you may only be seeing a part of the whole. I think that's true in almost every single thing. Everything we've ever been taught, everything we've ever been told, every everything. When I first realized that, it was like, wow, I just simply believed those who taught me things. I mean, we're all taught as children that we have to, because the adults know better and they've been here longer and they're the ones that supply all the food and all the toys. So I guess, and they spank us when we don't listen and we don't take it to heart. So eventually we just fall in line. Um, at least that's what happened with me. Uh, though through experience we can gain the wisdom to not make the same mistakes again. Develop your learning and intelligence, as education is never wasted. Negotiation is better than attack. The mythos. The Greek goddess Athena was a virgin daughter of Zeus, and it is her name that the Greeks gave to their harbor city. Beautiful, strong, refined, and very rational, Athena thoughtfully encouraged and led her human subjects and mentored her favorite heroes. The ancient Greeks loved Athena, and many complex temples were built in her honor. Her, her mythos states that she was born from Zeus's brow and later sat by his side in Olympus for all decision making. A goddess with many attributes, including weaving, scholastic attainment, intelligence, philosophy, and olive oil production. There was very little that Athena could not influence. Her avatar, an owl, symbolizes her reputation for wisdom. It is said that this very modern goddess had a cool beauty and that her eyes were, quote, bright and observed everything, just as an owl would, giving her a reputation for total watchfulness. In her early form, she was also a goddess of the night. So having a nocturnal bird as her avatar makes rational sense. It was said that even as a younger goddess, Athena sought out the whole truth, and so wanted to ensure that she saw all sides of a situation before she made a decision. She knew owls had incredible vision and did not miss much, so she decided to always have an owl with her if she could keep an eye out on her blind side. This way, she would miss nothing and see everything, especially anything that was dark and hidden. The animal. Owls are found on every continent except for the polar caps and are normally one of the apex predators of a region. They famously have big eyes situated in the front of their heads and are mainly nocturnal. As hunters, the ability to perceive prey in low light or darkness is of vital importance, and these birds have evolved to do this very well. The eyes are placed within a feathered facial disc that acts as a kind of capture shape to direct sound into the ears. Well, that's interesting. The eyes do not move much, so the head can swivel almost 360 degrees in some species. Interestingly, a large portion of owls have an asymmetrical placement of ears, which helps them exactly pinpoint their prey. Well, that's interesting. Owls are also incredibly silent, both sitting and in flight. They have neck ruffles that muffle the sound of their head turning, and their wing feathers have serrated ends that enable them to swoop down on their prey with virtually no sound whatsoever. The owl, best associated with Athena, is the little owl, Athena noctua, which was often depicted with her in artworks. These birds have quite distinctive big yellow eyes framed in startling white eyebrows. Is that? No, this is a barn owl depicted here, I believe. The magic. The use of owl magic is an ancient practice. The energy is used in cultures as diverse as ancient Greek and Roman to Northern European and First Nations of the Americas. Use owl magic when you seek wisdom in a situation and perhaps you are not seeing the whole truth and wish to do so. Owl magic is helpful when you cannot make a decision or when you need to take a rational view of an emotionally charged situation. The symbology. Frontal-shaped large eyes with discs around them, Athena holding an owl, talons, the colors silver and yellow. Well, that's interesting. The status of Athena noctua is of least concern, but some owls are on the endangered list. Wow. Well, for me, like I said, owls always represent knowledge. The fact that this one calls for wisdom. Oh, wow. There's something causing my eye to burn. I have very sensitive eyes, and I was trying. This is a newer Almay mascara that I was trying, and it's kind of bothering me. That's kind of interesting. At any rate, and this owl is in full flight. So I feel as though what this card in specific is saying there's a reason that I felt to draw from the. I feel like this is what we are going to be asked to do in this new year, to know that we are never given the whole truth from any one corner, possibly because nobody actually knows the full truth. There's lots of folks out there that think that they do. Even the high whistleblowers uh, think that they have all the information. But I got to be honest with you, things have become so compartmentalized on this planet as a whole. We actually, unfortunately, and I think unbeknownst to us, hide stuff from ourselves. And not only that things have been hidden from us, but we also hide them from ourselves, partially due to denial. And I feel like this came out specifically to tell us for this coming up year to keep our eyes open, to keep the head on the swivel, to search for the whole truth and know for a fact that what you're told is not the full story. And that is why, for me personally, it's been all about getting in here and trusting what I tell me, what I make of the situation. Because I will trust me before I trust anything else out there. Trust me after being misdiagnosed. So, and the fact that it's a number 4 for me speaks to the fact that this means that this is foundational energy to to know that the information we receive is only part of it, that it is not at all what it seems is important moving forward. My take on that situation. I mean, honestly, that's the only way forward, if you ask me. It's the best way forward. Okay, so let's move on to the fairies oracle and death, which is, like I said, card number 53, numerologically an 8. And like I said, the for me, the progression from yesterday's reading of the Dark Lady coinciding with the dark moon, which is her timing, right? According to the book, which I thought was really interesting, specifically since I thought the date, the new moon had been the day before, not yesterday. And so I was wrong about that. Okay. And the key words here are natural, timely endings, release, liberation. Scary, huh? Before you panic, let's remember that if it were not for death and her hard work, we would all be up to our ears in alligators, mayflies, each other, and just about everything else. Without her to clear the world, there would be no room for growth or new life. This applies to all the realms: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and other. The death card in all oracles, fairy, tarot, and other, does not usually signify actual physical death. And And honestly, even physical death is not at all what it seems. I think personally, well, that's actually the message I keep being given everywhere I look, including, like I said, that I tell you, I'll say it again. If you have access to Doctor Who, this year's Christmas special, which is labeled special number 5, I highly recommend it. Highly, highly recommend it. The star seed shall bloom, and the flesh will rise. That's a very interesting saying, if you ask me. Rather, it indicates a significant change, one that involves letting go of the old life in order to move forward into the new. And I want to say this, in the event that I pass from this world, don't mourn me, pal, because I am not afraid of death. I do recognize it as a transition. And I'm actually sort of excited for when it does come. Not that I'm, ready to leave here now, but I don't look at it with dread anymore like I used to. What we really fear about death is the unknown, the quote, what next of it all. But in truth, that's here now. I mean, come on, man. If there is, if I don't see anything else, I got to see that, right? We may be experiencing great pain as a result of holding on to aspects of life that we have outgrown. But humans tend to hold on anyway because we don't know what is next. We want guarantees, and instead we get open doors into unknown darkened spaces. Yet, when we go through these doors, closing them behind us, we discover a whole new world, one in which we can grow and develop into more of what we have the potential of being. So here we see Death, her face hidden without form, holding a dark crystal ball. She herself cannot see the future. Something has reached a natural ending. Isn't that interesting that today is the last day of the Gregorian calendar that this one come out? This change may be inner or outer, most likely both. It is timely and natural, but there may be much resistance to it. Leaves fall every autumn. In the spring, the trees are green again with new leaves. Make room for the new in your life. Let the old go lovingly, gently, willingly. And actually, this applies to me in more ways than you might guess because we are moving from here. Not exactly sure the timing of it just yet, but we will be moving. And there's lots of stuff here that, I mean, no, as much as I have gone through my belongings and pulled most of what I own into this bedroom, I still have lots of stuff in here to let go of. And so, very interesting that that come out now. And also interesting to me that it spoke to um, things being painful when you hold on to them. And what I'll liken this to is holding on to debris in a rushing river and trying to stay, like onto the bank so you won't go out in the middle instead of just letting go and allowing the flow to take one, right? It would seem to be that's what I'm being shown in my head. It would seem to me like that would be more dangerous, in a metaphorical situation like what I feel like that's referring to there. So, card number 44, this is from the Rumi Oracle. Oh, this is Merciful Mother Jamal, card number 44. O sudden resurrection, O countless blessings, O blazing fire in the jungle of thoughts. Today you arrive with laughter to break open the jail. Rumi. So, because I've heard it said in other channelings and things like that, that, the question being asked, so what if this is not a prison planet and we've been tricked into believing that it is? Or if it was, what if the doors are open and nobody's tried them? I mean, there's a lot to consider with a lot of this sort of thing, right? At least for me. You, blazing angel, capable of so much, you evoke the testing hand of life. Why not? You can when you cannot fail. Yet I'm gonna have to use my thing for this. I have a vertical imbalance in my eyes. You, blazing angel, capable of so much, you evoke the testing hand of life. Why not when you cannot fail? Yet in your sweet surrender, how can the great beloved not respond in kind and offer you solace, comfort, and mercy? For not all success must be hard won. Can you imagine this, the sweet face of the all powerful? It shines upon you as the love emanating from the Holy Mother's eyes, the golden radiance of her body, and the gentleness of her touch. This is your birthright now, your divine inheritance, the mercy of the all merciful. Let it soften the hard edges of your life and your being and bring to you the grace that is deserved. This oracle brings you a message. There is a shift taking place now in a matter of great importance to you. From Jalal to Jamal, from justice to mercy. This is your path, your destiny, and your blessing now opening up before you. It may be a particular matter, however, it likely includes your entire life orientation. You are being granted refuge, respite, and shelter from the storms of struggle and doubt, and being given a divine sanctuary of safe harbor. You shall find that the unraveling of the struggle and pain now happens through tenderness, a gentler approach. You are also being asked to take stock of your own thoughts and attitudes. Having to be tough and play hardball in the past has served its purpose. Well, that's been my entire life, to be honest with you. I've been called a hard ass. It has been said that I'm intimidating, that, people don't like to have conversations with me because I'm so intimidating, these sorts of things. So, yeah, I get that. I really do. My masculine is really front and center most of the time. Yet this oracle comes to you with guidance to become softer in your way and your attitude, which I have because I realize now that I don't have the best way for anybody but myself, and half the time that may not even be true. So there's that. Which, can be a hard thing to admit when you think you know it all. Let me just let me just say that as an absolute truth, okay? Because I know that about myself. I really did present that way, and still sometimes can feel that way to other people too. Can you gently but firmly place to one side the judge within, the one who keeps score and demands retribution, an eye for an eye, the exponent of absolute justice? Because, truthfully, I don't think that's a real thing. Can you invite instead the one who gentles the aggressive lord within and allows him to bow before the great lady who loves, is wise, and who studies the workings of the world with the softest of touches. Don't fear that if you suddenly give yourself a break, all your discipline, hardness, toughness, and suffering will go to waste. No. All things provide learning and serve divine purpose. Okay, wait a minute. That actually means more to me than that even knows, or that I because I there's been a bit of beating myself up over how I used to be. And I thought I had let all of that go, but perhaps I didn't because of this right here. All things provide learning and serve divine purpose. Even the way I behaved prior served a purpose for the other beings, for myself. So I can safely cut myself a little slack here, I feel. I never really saw that until just now. But now there is no reason to continue in that way. It is time to learn another way. You are strong enough now to become gentle. Well, that's true because I'm not demanding that everybody else change in any sort of way. How you move through your life is for you to choose, and that's for everybody, including myself. If there is a foe or fight in your life, ask for the Mother of Mercy to bless it into resolution. If you have also drawn the hand of Fatima, which we did not, you are being told that this resolution is already on its way, although I do feel like that's the case. You are being told now that you can stand your ground and remain in your strength without having to become aggressive or hard. You have more power than you realize, and it is in your being. It is not in your ability to control others or manipulate situations, for such actions are unworthy of a being of your magnitude and are unnecessary for your success. And what I want to say about that right there is that for me personally, I now recognize that a lot of my trying to wake other people up to whatever truths I think that I've discovered for myself um, is what I feel like this is referring to here. I noticed within me that I felt like they had to know. And if they knew, if they only knew that this and that and the other was so, they would change the way they behave, the same as I did, right? It wasn't for many, many years until I realized that, oh, wait a minute. Now, the truth of the matter is for me now, and I also know that that can change as I learn and grow and expand more, is that each being came here to experience something completely unique, not the same thing I'm experiencing. If we are all one and yet singular, why would I want to experience the exact same thing over there that I'm experiencing over here? That wouldn't make any sense to me. So I finally get it that I have no idea what that part of me over there decided to come and do and experience while I experience this over here. And so how dare I try to manipulate in any sort of fashion what that being over there wants to experience? That's just wrong on so many levels. I see that now. It is a power over other energetic within me that still resided there and sometimes still do because I just think I know better than somebody else. But what I keep reminding myself is only person I could know better for is me. And even then, Even then, it may not be. You know what I mean? It's just an assumption I've made for myself, which I'm free to do for myself, but not for anybody else. You are also being given the message that your prayers are powerful. Yesterday, we had the surrender to prayer card, so that's very interesting. Although action in the world is a part of your soul purpose and plan, when you pray, have conviction that your prayers are real, are heard, and are responded to by the great universal heart. So pray carefully and thoughtfully. Be present and speak as if you were speaking to your dearest, oldest, and most influential and powerful friend, because, of course, that is exactly what you are doing. Pray from the heart and trust in the power of your prayers. There is no limit to what you can pray about, nothing too unspiritual or unworthy, nothing. So pray. This oracle brings you the message that the great power of compassion is reaching for you, that it wants to help you, but it is waiting for you to ask. So ask, and then you shall receive. Wow. Well, I feel like this has been a great reading for us for the last day of 2024. My goodness, how could it not be? Because today being the last day of this Gregorian year, we had the death card come out, surrender to miracles. Um, Honestly, I feel like there's going to be an awful lot that we're going to be seeing very shortly here. I actually feel like I, I, it was made known to me that right here in my local town, outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, we in Facebook groups around the town here, people are talking about those drones being sighted here. Now, I haven't seen any, but it's been kind of rainy and very cold, so it's not like I'm going wandering around at night looking for stuff like that. But there are others here that have been capturing footage of them and putting them in local groups and asking others, did you see that? Did you hear that? That sort of thing. So that's kind of interesting to me. And there's been a lot coming out about what these actually are, because kind of interesting that nobody's actually saying a whole lot about that in any way, shape, or form. So we'll see, won't we? Well, I hope this has been helpful for you. Boy, it sure has been for me. If nothing else, it's been a blast. And I really do feel like this card right here is telling me again that no matter how we label something, keep it open, man, because it may not be what we've labeled it. And with a little time and a little distance, we may find something completely different than what we thought originally. Well, thank you for being here, because I do see that there is someone here, and I appreciate your being here live. If you are seeing this over on Sassy Seer Sheila after the fact, after the live, because I will be uploading this over there, please do come and join me. I'm going to be holding a screening tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. If you reach out to me, if you're a Facebook friend, reach out to me in private message. I'll make sure you get the link. If you are not my Facebook friend and you would like to attend this private screening of the Celestine Prophecy, I'm doing this because I want to see how many folks might be interested in reading the entire series of books together once a week for 2 hours. I want to gather and read. Everybody take turns reading, and we can stop and discuss and really go into what the Celestine Prophecy is. I personally feel that James Redfield uh, got an awful lot of information about what the truth actually is and how it operates and how we operate. Um, I don't know. It's been an amazing thing. And so if you'd like to join me for that, just reach out, conscious conversation central at gmail.com. Put movie in the subject line, and I'll make sure that you get a link to join us tomorrow. I'm not going to start right at 1. I will, let folks trickle in, and we will begin the movie about 1:15, 1:30. So that's Eastern Standard Time. And if you just know already, if you've already seen the movie and you don't want to attend and you would like to be included in the book club, do send me an email or a private message and let me know that you would like to be added to the book club. Because what I'd like to do is have a little meeting of everybody and see what would be the best time. Would it be during the day? Would it be during the week? Would it be during the evening? Because I am not attached to the exact when. What I am attached to is having this go down in company. One of the things that I adore is that my housemate, Lisa Flamino Rush, instituted a book club a couple of years ago, and we've read several books together in company. And what I've noticed for myself is that I get more out of anything and everything we read together when we do it in company. And I think that's partly because I'm a projector and I can pull things out of people's fields, which informs me more. And I love that. So if you, are interested in doing that, perhaps you might enjoy it if you've not experienced that with us. So that's it for now. I hope you have a lovely New Year's Eve. If you're planning on being out, please do be safe. If you plan on, we always stayed at home. I always loved making a party at home. And, if anybody ever wanted to come over, if we had drinks, I collected keys and everybody just stayed at my house and that sort of thing. And when I was younger, we did that quite a bit on New Year's Eve. Um, or we'd go out to, I had some friends that lived in the country and we'd do a bonfire and we'd stay out there with them overnight. And it was just a blast. So, I hope that if you get up to some merriment this evening, just remember to be safe and know that you are loved. Until we meet again, please move towards that which brings you joy in each moment that presents itself to you. I really think that is just a matter of perspective. Until we meet again, my friends, be well.